What if I told you certain body languages may expose narcissistic or psychopathic abusers? Interesting, isn't it? The way someone moves, looks at you, or even holds their posture can sometimes reveal more than their words ever will. Understanding these signals can help you spot red flags early, protect yourself, and make more informed decisions about who you let into your life. Here are 9 body languages of narcissistic and psychopathic abusers. Are you ready for number 1? Prolonged, intense eye contact, staring. Have you ever felt like someone was looking through you, not at you? If you've been on the receiving end of that chilling, unblinking stare, you know how unsettling it can feel. Narcissistic and psychopathic abusers often use prolonged, intense eye contact to throw you off balance and establish control. It's meant to make you feel exposed, vulnerable, or even afraid, like prey caught in a predator's gaze. As psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula says, this kind of stare isn't about connection, but about control. You might have noticed there's no warmth, no emotional depth behind their eyes, just that cold, calculated intensity. They might be daring you to look away first, and when you do, they've won a silent power game. This behavior is part of their psychological manipulation to dominate without saying a word. Let's talk about number 2, smirking or contemptuous smiles. Not all smiles are kind. Some are weapons. When a narcissistic or psychopathic abuser smirks at you, it's not out of joy or affection. It's that good, crooked grin they flash when they know they've gotten under your skin or pulled your strings just right. It's their way of saying, I'm winning. Author and published researcher on narcissism Shahida Arabi explains in her book, Becoming the Narcissist's Nightmare, that this type of smile is often a sign of duper's delight, a gleeful expression people show when they get away with deceit. Unlike a warm, genuine smile that reaches the eyes, their smirk is all mouth, calculated, mocking, and meant to make you feel small. You're not imagining it when it makes your stomach drop. That look isn't love, it's control, dressed up as charm. Let's move on to number 3, rigid or overly controlled posture. That stiff, almost statue-like posture some narcissistic or psychopathic abusers hold isn't confidence, it's performance. When you see them standing too straight, barely moving, like they are on display, it's because to them, image is everything. As psychologist Lindsay Gibson, author of Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents, explains, these individuals often try to control how they're perceived to maintain dominance. You probably noticed how they hardly ever fidget or relax, because vulnerability, even in body language, isn't allowed in their world. However, when their mask slips, their body can shift fast, snapping into harsh movements, sudden gestures, or explosive anger, leaving you shocked. You're not imagining the tension. It's a walking warning sign that their control is always conditional, and you're constantly being watched and judged. Now, let's continue to number 4, sudden facial expression shifts. Have you ever seen someone's face change in a split second? When you're dealing with a narcissistic or a psychopathic abuser, those sudden shifts in their facial expressions aren't random. they're red flags. One moment they're smiling or acting kind, and the next their face hardens, their eyes go cold, and it feels like you're talking to a completely different person. According to Joe Navarro, a former FBI profiler and author of Dangerous Personalities, these quick shifts, what he calls emotional leakage, can reveal the truth behind their facade. You've likely felt that gut punch when their charm drops without warning, exposing anger, contempt, or complete emotional disconnect. These moments leave you confused and walking on eggshells, because you never know which version of them you're going to get. It's not your fault you feel off balance. It's how they keep control. Through fear, unpredictability, and emotional whiplash. You shouldn't miss number 5. Fake empathy gestures with narcissistic or psychopathic abusers. Empathy is a tool, not a feeling. You might notice them tilting their head like they're concerned, nodding a little too much, or giving you those awkward hugs or back pats that just don't feel right. It's like they're copying what empathy should look like, but you can sense something's off. Their gestures don't match their tone, their eyes, or how they actually treat you. You've probably felt confused after these moments, wondering why you still feel alone or unseen even when they're comforting you. That's because it's not real care. It's performance designed to keep you hooked and doubting your own instincts. Over time, this false empathy erodes your trust in yourself and blurs the line between truth and manipulation. Remember, genuine empathy comes with consistent respect and kindness, not just scripted acts. Are you still up for number 6? Pointing, poking, or aggressive hand gestures. Have you ever felt smaller just because of someone's hands? When a narcissistic or psychopathic abuser starts pointing, poking, or using aggressive gestures, it's not just about the argument, it's about power. You've probably seen it, the finger jabbing near your face, the exaggerated hand chops, or even a sharp poke meant to shut you up or scare you. It's their way of saying, "I'm in charge, and you'd better fall in line." According to psychologist George Simon, author of In Sheep's Clothing, these tactics are classic forms of covert aggression meant to dominate without having to raise a fist. The worst part is, they often twist it later. They might say, "I was just making a point," leaving you feeling crazy for flinching, but your body knew the truth. That tension you felt and that instinct to pull away were real and valid. Those gestures weren't just hands moving. They were silent threats dressed as passion or emphasis. Let's keep it moving to number 7, dismissive gestures. Have you ever poured your heart out only to be met with an eye roll or a heavy sigh? That's not just rude, it's a dismissive gesture. And when a narcissistic or psychopathic abuser does it, it cuts deep. You've likely seen them roll their eyes, cross their arms, or turn their body away mid-conversation, as if what you're saying is worthless. These little moves are anything but innocent. They're deliberate signals meant to make you feel small, stupid, or like you're just too much. In his book, The Body Keeps the Score, psychiatrist Bessel van der Kolk explains how our nervous system picks up on even the subtlest signs of threat or rejection. You probably felt that sting in your chest or the lump in your throat because your need for connection was being met with contempt. It's emotional punishment disguised as body language, and over time it chips away at your confidence and your voice. Here comes number 8, touching or adjusting their appearance excessively. When narcissistic and psychopathic abusers constantly touch or adjust their appearance, it's their way of staying in character, making sure they still look powerful, charming, or in control. It can also be a sign of discomfort or agitation when they feel threatened or exposed. As therapist Shannon Thomas says in her book, Healing from Hidden Abuse, abusers are skilled performers who carefully curate every detail of their outward image to cover the chaos within. These seemingly harmless gestures often happen when they're losing grip on the narrative and trying to regain dominance without saying a word. It's their non-verbal way of resetting the power dynamic in the room. And when you start noticing it, you're already one step closer to seeing through their mask. Finally, we're down to number 9, DISGUST micro-expressions. If you've been around narcissistic or psychopathic abusers, you've likely seen a quick sneer, flared nostrils, or curled lips when you're upset, emotional, or simply being yourself. They can't seem to hide their disgust for vulnerability, even if their words are sweet. According to Dr. Paul Ekman, a psychologist known for his work on micro-expressions, these tiny facial movements are emotional leaks, flashes of their real feelings that slip out before they can control them. So, when you see that momentary look of contempt or disgust, don't gaslight yourself into thinking you're just imagining it. Their mask may still be smiling, but their face already told you the truth. Now that you know what to watch for, you can start trusting your instincts when something feels off. Remember, these body language signs aren't always obvious, but paying attention can help you protect yourself from harm. You deserve to feel safe and respected. And spotting these red flags is the first step toward taking back control.